Do you know that some of the most surprising and interesting facts about famous actors came out only after they died? From Marlon Brando's surprising love life to David Cassidy, who lied to his family and the public that he had dementia. Here are 25 actors and the surprising things we learned about them after they died. Clark Gable. Clark Gable, famously known as the King of Hollywood, passed away on November 16, 1960, at the age of 59 due to a heart attack. His sudden death marked the end of an era for the golden age of Hollywood. Gable's rise to fame began in the early 1930s, quickly making him one of Hollywood's most bankable stars. He won an Academy Award for Best Actor for his iconic role in It Happened One Night. After his death, several aspects of Gable's personal life came to light, most notably the revelation of his daughter, Judy Lewis, born from an affair with actress Loretta Young. Young and Gable were co-stars in the 1935 film Call of the Wild. In her authorized biography, Forever Young, The Life, Loves, and Enduring Faith of a Hollywood Legend, published shortly after her death, Young admitted that Judy Lewis was conceived with Gable. She explained that she left public life and adopted Judy after secretly giving birth. Judy Lewis later published her suspicions about Gable's paternity in her book Uncommon Knowledge. Although her mother never confirmed the rumor, when Judy was 31, she confronted Young, who then revealed the truth about Judy's father. Marlon Brando. Marlon Brando passed away on July 1, 2004, at the age of 80. He died of respiratory failure caused by pulmonary fibrosis with congestive heart failure. Brando's death marked the end of an era, but it also opened the door to revelations about his private life. The legendary actor was open about his sexuality during the height of his fame, making references to homosexual experiences and pretty much confirming that he was bisexual at a time when homophobia was rampant. However, it was only in 2018, 14 years after Brando's death, that the world learned he had, at one time, slept with another of the era's leading men, the comedian Richard Pryor. The surprising revelation came to light through a Vulture interview with producer and musician Quincy Jones. He said he'd slept with Richard Pryor. James Baldwin and Marvin Gaye were also mentioned. The interview quickly went viral, with fans and online gossipers alike searching for confirmation that Jones's unexpected and unverified claim was true. Though Pryor's daughter initially rebuked the claim, the affair was later confirmed by Pryor's widow, Jennifer. She told TMZ that her late husband was always open about his bisexuality with friends and would not be ashamed that the relationship was revealed publicly. She also said Brando wrote about sleeping with men extensively in diaries, the contents of which were allegedly explored in the 2019 book The Richard Pryor Diaries, for which Lee wrote a foreword. Robin Williams. Robin Williams died in 2014 in a deeply unusual manner, leaving his colleagues and fans heartbroken. Known for his classic stand-up routines, TV shows like Mork and Mindy, and acclaimed films such as Good Morning Vietnam, which earned him an Academy Award nomination for Best Actor, Williams had a remarkable career spanning decades. Behind the scenes, Williams was open about his lifelong battle with depression, alcoholism, and drug addiction, which significantly affected his personal life. After his death at age 63, there was much speculation about the cause, with many attributing it to his known struggles with mental health and substance abuse. However, Robin Williams's autopsy revealed a more troubling truth. He was suffering from Lewy body dementia, a rare brain disease that causes severe mood swings and cognitive decline. This revelation was made by his wife, who clarified, "It was not depression that killed Robin. Depression was one of, let's call it, 50 symptoms, and it was a small one." She further explained that the presence of Lewy bodies throughout his brain and brainstem was the primary cause of his death, a fact that was previously unknown to the public. Bob Crane. Bob Crane, best known for his role as Colonel Hogan on the popular TV series Hogan's Heroes, was brutally murdered on June 29, 1978, at the age of 49 in his Scottsdale, Arizona apartment. According to the New York Times, he was struck with a blunt object and had an electrical cord wrapped around his neck. Investigators uncovered numerous Polaroid pictures and homemade pornography among Crane's possessions. revealing a porn-centric side to his life. The Daily Mail reported that his dressing room was filled with such materials. Richard Dawson, a co-star, recalled seeing videotapes and a Polaroid book, saying, "Hey, come on in. You want to take a look at this stuff?" His second wife, actress Sorel Valdez, told ABC News, "From almost the first day on the set, he told me his hobby was photography. I didn't figure it was a landscape." Valdez added that Crane used women in his photography, expressing a desire to make them fall through the floor and disappear. Crane shared his exploits with electronic salesman John Carpenter, who became the prime suspect. His son, Robert, revealed that at 16, he witnessed his father's sexual activities with a woman arrested for performing oral sex. The investigation ultimately led to the arrest and conviction of John Henry Carpenter, a former acquaintance, who was found guilty of Crane's murder in 1994. Anthony Perkins. Anthony Perkins was best known for his Oscar-nominated role in Friendly Persuasion and as Norman Bates in Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho series. He passed away on September 12, 1992, at the age of 60 from complications related to AIDS, a fact revealed by his widow, Barry Berenson, only after his death. Perkins maintained a quiet and private life until his 30s, engaging exclusively in relationships with men, including Rock Hudson and Tab Hunter. At 39, he began an affair with Victoria Principal and later married photographer Barbara Berenson at age 41 in 1992. Despite his public persona, Perkins struggled with his illness privately. 2 years before his death, he secretly received treatment for AIDS under various aliases to conceal his condition from the outside world. His wife, Barry, shared, "He went twice to stay at the hospital and once as an outpatient, and we went under another name." She reflected on his hidden battle, saying, "You think that this man has spent his entire life giving people so much pleasure in show business, and this is his reward. He can't even be himself at the end." In a statement prepared for after his death, Perkins explained his secrecy, saying, "I chose not to go public about having AIDS because, to misquote Casablanca, I'm not much of a noble person, but it doesn't take much to see that the problems of one old actor don't amount to a hill of beans in this crazy world." David Cassidy. David Cassidy, best known for his role in The Partridge Family, passed away on November 21, 2017, at the age of 67 due to complications related to liver failure, exacerbated by alcohol abuse less than a year before his death. Following a performance in Agua Hills, California, Cassidy struggled to remember song lyrics and fell off the stage. He publicly announced that he was living with dementia and retiring from performing, citing a family history of the disease. However, it was later revealed that Cassidy was never diagnosed with dementia. In the documentary, David Cassidy, The Last Session, Cassidy admitted he was battling liver disease caused by alcohol poisoning. He confessed, "There is no sign of me having dementia at this stage of my life. It was complete alcohol poisoning, and the fact is, I lied about my drinking." He had deceived his family about his alcoholism. Sarah Lena Weinfeld, the documentary's co-producer, stated, "We didn't want to exploit him, but ultimately he was honest about what killed him, and we decided that his legacy would be best served if we shared that." Audrey Hepburn. Audrey Hepburn's journey to stardom began in the early 1950s when novelist Colette discovered her and insisted she play the lead in the Broadway adaptation of her novel 12. This pivotal role caught Hollywood's attention, leading to her casting in Roman Holiday, where her portrayal of Princess Anne earned her an Academy Award for Best Actress. In her later years, Hepburn became a prominent UNICEF activist, dedicating herself to humanitarian work. She passed away on January 20, 1993, at the age of 63 from appendiceal cancer, a rare form originating in the appendix. Beyond her acting career, few knew that Hepburn used her talents for the greater good. During World War II, while living in the Netherlands, she supported the Dutch resistance against German occupation. She performed at black evening shows banned by the Nazis to raise funds for refugees and assisted Allied bomber pilots by providing information, phrasebooks, and money to help them evade capture. Although she hinted at these activities during her life, their full extent was verified only after her death. Additionally, a 2020 film revealed Hepburn's hidden sadness and pain, stemming from the trauma of her parents' divorce when she was 6. In a 1992 interview released in 2020, she spoke about her father leaving and the lasting insecurity it caused her. Joan Crawford. Joan Crawford passed away on May 10, 1977, at the age of 73 from a heart attack in her Manhattan apartment. Her death marked the end of an era for the classic Hollywood studio system, where she had been a prominent figure since signing with Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer in 1925. Born Lucille F. Wagner, Crawford began her career as a chorus girl in Broadway revues, before rising to stardom. She was renowned not only for her fierce rivalry with Bette Davis and her undeniable sexual allure, but also for her charitable missions, which included 5 private adoptions throughout her lifetime. A year after her death, shocking revelations about Crawford's private life emerged when her daughter, Christina, published the memoir Mommy Dearest. The memoir alleged that Christina's childhood was marred by severe abuse at the hands of her mother. Christina recounted brutal beatings, including an incident at age 13 where she feared being choked out. She also revealed that Crawford would wake the children up drunk to clean messes they hadn't made, and once starved her for days when she refused to eat. These harrowing accounts painted a darker picture of the beloved Hollywood star, leaving many to reassess their perceptions of Joan Crawford. Heath Ledger. Heath Ledger began his acting career on television before moving to the United States to pursue film. His breakout role came in the teen comedy 10 Things I Hate About You, but Ledger's defining performance was his portrayal of the Joker in the 2008 film The Dark Knight. Determined to create a unique and memorable version of the iconic villain, Ledger spent around 6 weeks in an isolated hotel room. During this intense period, he meticulously wrote in a journal, studied the source material, and experimented with different voices to fully inhabit the character's psyche. Tragically, Heath Ledger passed away on January 22, 2008, at the young age of 28 from an accidental overdose of prescription medications. His untimely death cast a shadow over the release of The Dark Knight, where his Joker received widespread acclaim and earned him a posthumous Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor. After his death, Ledger's father revealed the contents of Heath's journal in the 2008 documentary Too Young to Die. The journal was filled with character sketches, inspirations, and personal reflections, including photographs of hyenas, stills from A Clockwork Orange, clown makeup designs, and Joker cards. It also featured writings from the Joker's perspective, highlighting dark humor and complex thoughts. The cover bore the words, "The Joker," alongside an evocative image, and the final page had a heartfelt "Bye-bye" handwritten in large letters, offering a poignant glimpse into Ledger's creative and troubled mind. George Michael. George Michael's relationship with the media and the outside world was scandalous at its best, but the singer was a gentle and kind soul, which was revealed only after his death. George Michael's donations to Childline, Macmillan Cancer Support, and the Terrence Higgins Trust were all kept a secret. The founder of Childline disclosed that George had donated his entire royalties from Jesus to a Child to the organization. For the Terrence Higgins Trust, George donated his entire royalties from his Elton John duet, "Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me." Rock Hudson. Rock Hudson's career began in the 1950s, and he quickly became known for his leading man roles in films such as Giant, for which he received an Academy Award nomination. Throughout his career, he was known for his public image as a quintessential leading man. But privately, Hudson struggled with the challenges of being a closeted gay man in Hollywood. The entertainment industry of the time was not accepting of LGBTQ+ individuals, and Hudson's sexual orientation was a closely guarded secret, managed carefully to preserve his public persona. It wasn't until the early 1980s that Hudson's struggle with AIDS became public, ending the speculation as to what ailed the gaunt-looking Hudson when he previously appeared at a press conference alongside Doris Day. As noted by people back then, AIDS was largely associated with gay men, and Hudson soon became the most famous person afflicted with it. However, the actor never came out publicly about his sexuality, despite the allegations. Before he died in October 1985, shortly after his death, the autobiography Rock Hudson, His Story touched on the star's sexuality. In the book, he called his ex-boyfriend, Lee Garlington, his true love. Years later, a recorded conversation between Hudson and his ex-wife, Phyllis Gates, leaked to The Hollywood Reporter, in which Gates confronted Hudson about his sexuality and his sexual exploits from the 1950s. Mary Tyler Moore. Mary Tyler Moore was admired for her stunning good looks, her beaming smile, and her immaculate comic timing. Moore's rise to fame began with her role as Laura Petrie on The Dick Van Dyke Show, where she captivated audiences with her charm and comedic talent. This role established her as a television star, but it was her work on The Mary Tyler Moore Show that truly cemented her legacy. Moore's career was not limited to television. She also appeared in films such as Ordinary People, for which she received an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actress. She remained a popular figure throughout her life until she died in 2017 at the age of 80. What she kept secret throughout the decades of her fame was that she had suffered dramatic deterioration to her vision as early as the 1980s, a symptom of type 1 diabetes, and was close to sightless for the second half of her life. Mary Tyler Moore's husband, Dr. Robert Levine, confirmed to Page Six that the actress had hidden her condition from the public up until her death. Levine later founded the Mary Tyler Moore Vision Initiative in her memory. The Mary Tyler Moore Vision Initiative is a one-of-a-kind nonprofit uniting the world in the fight against diabetes-related vision loss and blindness. James Gandolfini. James Gandolfini, popular for his portrayal of Tony Soprano, the complex mob boss in The Sopranos, passed away on June 19, 2013, at the age of 51. His sudden death from a heart attack while on vacation in Italy was a tragic end for an actor who had impacted the Hollywood industry. Gandolfini was a very generous actor, who even paid for co-stars' salaries out of his pocket. This was revealed by Steve Schirripa, who played Bobby Bacalieri in The Sopranos, during a 2013 radio appearance. Schirripa said, "As good an actor as he was a better guy, a generous guy. He gave us $33,000 each, 16 people in season 4. He called every one of the regular cast members and gave us a check. He said, 'Thanks for sticking by me. It's like buying 16 people a car.'" According to a new book about HBO, James Gandolfini gave his co-stars $3,000 each after his contract dispute with HBO threatened to halt production on the series, which would have resulted in many of the show's cast and crew being unemployed. This meant the actor shared more than $500,000 of his $13 million contract with his castmates. Jimmy Savile. Jimmy Savile was a prominent figure in the United Kingdom, renowned for his eccentric image and extensive charitable work. He hosted beloved BBC shows like Top of the Pops and Jim'll Fix It, and began his career as a disc jockey at Radio Luxembourg in 1958, before transitioning to BBC television in 1960. From 1964 to 1988, Savile was a regular presenter on Top of the Pops, also co-presenting its final edition in 2006. After his death, Savile became the subject of some of the most shocking allegations against a celebrity. Multiple reports surfaced accusing him of sexual misconduct and assault. According to a BBC investigation, up to 72 individuals were victimized by Savile during his tenure with the BBC, with an additional 63 victims identified at the Stoke Mandeville Hospital. By the end of 2012, the number of alleged victims reached approximately 450. Most of Savile's accusers were young children, though some were elderly or incapacitated. Prior to his death, 2 police investigations dating back to 1958 reviewed reports about Savile, but found insufficient evidence to press charges. Despite rumors and warnings during his lifetime, the allegations were largely ignored until overwhelming evidence emerged posthumously. Consequently, honors such as his honorary Green Beret and Doctorate of Law from the University of Leeds were revoked to erase his tainted legacy. Laurence Olivier. Laurence Olivier was one of the towering figures in the world of theater and film. He passed away on July 11, 1989, at the age of 82. Former film publicist Michael Moon revealed in Olivier's biography that, as a schoolboy, Olivier was abused by a schoolteacher priest. Olivier's mother died when he was a schoolboy, and his father took total disinterest in him from the moment he was born. When his first acting teacher seduced him, it set up confusion in Olivier's mind between the joy he felt in acting and his guilt about sexual transgression. Could this be the problem with Olivier's stage fright? In 1971, Olivier starred in Eugene O'Neill's Long Day's Journey into Night at the British National Theatre. According to the play's director, Michael Blakemore, the aging Olivier had difficulty remembering his lines, which worried him as they entered the technical dress rehearsal. In his autobiography, Confessions of an Actor, Olivier revealed that he used a vomit bucket backstage before many performances and then needed his stage manager to shove him on after he'd unloaded himself. Carrie Fisher. Carrie Fisher, best known for her iconic role as Princess Leia in the Star Wars franchise, tragically passed away on December 27, 2016, at the age of 60. Her death revealed many previously hidden aspects of her life. A biography published posthumously disclosed her relationships with music legends David Bowie and Freddie Mercury. At just 17, Fisher was introduced to illicit drugs by Bowie, whom she met through Mick Jagger of the Rolling Stones at parties with her mother, Debbie Reynolds. Porter, a longtime Hollywood insider and close friend, shared insights from interviews with Joan Hackett, revealing that Fisher admitted, "I took drugs with him. I have no one to blame but myself for my future addiction, but he certainly led me to drink the water." On December 23rd, Fisher suffered cardiac arrest aboard a flight from London to Los Angeles and died shortly after being rushed to the hospital, leaving behind a legacy of both her remarkable talent and personal struggles. Gene Wilder. Gene Wilder's passing in 2016 brought immense sorrow to his colleagues and fans who admired his timeless performances from the 1970s onward. Wilder's career flourished in the 1960s with his standout role in Mel Brooks' The Producers, earning him an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor. This success marked the beginning of a fruitful partnership with Brooks, leading to legendary films like Blazing Saddles and Young Frankenstein, where Wilder not only starred but also co-wrote the screenplay. His final screen appearance was in 2 episodes of NBC's Will and Grace before he retired from acting in 2003. Upon his death at age 83, Wilder's family revealed he had been living with Alzheimer's disease for several years. In a statement released through US Weekly, they explained that Wilder kept his illness a secret to protect the joy of his fans, especially children. "He simply couldn't bear the idea of one less smile in the world," the statement read, highlighting his enduring commitment to bringing happiness to others.